Hi, this is Jamie Willett with the Art of Mastering series on disciplining teenagers. Do you feel like you're constantly fighting with your teenager? Teenagers are going through so many changes developmentally that they will tend to resist your limits, and that can't be good for either of you. So here's some ways that you can help take the power struggles out of your relationships with you and your teenager. First, be consistent. The first thing your teenager wants you to do is be wishy-washy and change your mind. And if they know you're going to change your mind, they're going to keep pushing until they get what they want. Make sure you do what you say you're going to do and enforce your rules every time, and your teenager will be less likely to argue with you. Next, offer choices. A power struggle can often result when your teenager feels like they have no power. So giving your teenager a reasonable choice can be helpful and help them feel like they're more in control. This doesn't mean you have to be less consistent, but just give them an option of when you want them to do something. For example, if you're asking them to clean their room, you might give them a choice of doing it either first thing in the morning or as soon as they get home from school, as long as they're doing it before they go meet their friends. Another idea is to stay calm. It's so easy to get angry and upset when your teenager says no or is being disrespectful. But the worst thing you can do is to get angry and upset yourself. Not only does this teach your teenager how they can act when they're upset, but it also can escalate into an argument, and before you know it, you might say something that you regret. So just try to stay calm, have a soft voice, and be open to listening to what your teenager is saying, even if you have to take a break and get your emotions under control before you end up your conversation. Another way is to be willing to compromise. One of the best ways to resolve a power struggle is for both of you to get something that you want. So be open to offering to meet in the middle. Invite your teenager to come up with a way that you can both get something that you want. And again, this helps them feel more in control and empowered. Next, be proactive with consequences. Whenever possible, try to decide ahead of time what a consequence will be before your teenager disobeys. This way, you can have a calm conversation and come up with a realistic consequence. You can even invite your teenager to come up with their own consequence for what their actions are, and helps them to feel more in control. So this way, they know what to expect next time they come home late. Lastly, be respectful. It's so easy to act the same way your teenager is acting, and most of the time, that's being disrespectful. But remember, you're the adult, and your teenager is watching you, and they take notice of how you're acting. And if you're acting disrespectful, it only reinforces that they can act that way too. It's not always easy to have a calm conversation with your teenager, but if you try to stay calm and follow some of these suggestions, you will soon see your relationship improve. I would love to share more tips on disciplining teenagers, so please visit me at www.discipliningteenagerstoday.com.